All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Peter Vekselman here. Hope everyone's having a great time. I know I could speak on my behalf. I'm hanging here at the lake house. Got the family to the right, got the lake in front, got the boat in front. When I'm done with you guys, we're jumping on the boat, going hanging out. So that's my way of saying we're definitely having a good time. So I hope wherever you guys are, things are going well. Gonna get started here in just a minute or so. Appreciate you guys joining me. Hopefully it's a sunny day where you guys are. I got a great topic. Today we're going to talk about scalability. I want to share with you today exactly what really keeps probably about 99.9% of people in this real estate business from making money, and why people that understand scalability to the level that we're going to talk about it, why, in my opinion, that's really the key to becoming successful. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Meantime, if you guys don't mind, turn on your cameras. It makes it so much easier for me. And I know Julie's going to be on here in a little bit to talk to you guys. I see you, Naomi. How are you? Good to see you. Where are you calling in from? You're on mute. Get yourself unmuted, bottom left-hand corner. There you go.
There you go.
Where are you calling in
from? Daytona, Florida.
Oh, you might be in a hotter place than us here. Daytona is always a fun. Now, Daytona, that's in relationship. That's not too far away from Orlando, right?
Right. It's about half an hour.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Our two favorite places in Florida is if it's no kids, it's South Beach. If it's kids, it's, what is it? Rosemary. My wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids, it's Rosemary. No kids at South Beach. So awesome. Good to have you on. Glad you're here. Nathan.
Yes, thank you.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Good. Where are you calling in from?
Basically south of Kansas City.
We just did a flip in Kansas City. Only thing I remember is the street Kaskaskia, because it's such a weird street.
I don't even know where that's at.
Yeah, I know. It's like saying I live in Atlanta. Oh, do you know Judy's street name? And I'm like, no, yeah. I don't. But we bought it for 80. We were gonna fix it and flip it for like 190 or something. And then we bought it and we got an offer like within the first couple of days for 125. So we just flipped it right out.
Flipped it. Awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. All right, guys, we got a number of you guys dialing in. I appreciate it. Turn on your cameras so we can have Miss Judy. I remember you from last week, and you were very complimentary about the community and the people. So I'm glad to see you here again. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're on, Mr. Lee Jones. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Justin. You know, Justin, you know what you look like? You look like a guy, and I'm sure everybody here knows him, Andrew Tate. Everybody here knows Andrew Tate.
I was just about to say that. I get called that all. That's what they call me at the gym. So
I'm telling you, you look just like him now. Now he's got all this hair after he's gone through what he's gone through now.
I wish I can grow it like it though.
There you go. It's not. Hey, he's a good-looking guy. He's not the worst guy to be compared to.
No, I actually admire the guy. I follow a lot of his beliefs. So
me too. Very much so. All right, guys, we're gonna get started here in just a minute. Let me close up shop here for just a second. We're gonna get rocking and rolling. I'm actually here at the lake house. All right, let's go and get started. And before I get started, one more. Hey, Miss Karen, I didn't even see you over here. How are you? Karen, and Carl and I, we've already done multiple deals. It's good to see you here. And by the way, guys, Julie and I are going to get started here. We're going to talk to you guys about the importance of staying in a single lane in this business, whatever that lane is for you guys, how that gives you the ability to scale and grow, which is, trust me, you want to scale and grow. Nobody should be in real estate because your goal is to do one deal. I can just tell you right now, it ain't worth it. The pain in the ass you're going to go through just to get one deal done is not worth it. Everybody should be in here to do a lot, do multiple. And so scalability comes very, very important. But I just mentioned Miss Karen is on the call with us today, and it's good to see her. We've already done multiple deals with her. And so for those of you that stay on, Julie and I are going to talk about scalability and the importance of that. We're going to answer your questions. But for those of you that want to stay on, as a special treat for you guys, for those of you that want to tap into us where we could partner and do deals in your marketplace, we're going to share with you how you could do that. We're going to share with you how you could tap into our money, how you could tap into our knowledge of thousands of real estate deals. We're going to share with you how you could tap into our infrastructure that's already set up all over the United States and how we could actually do deals. So for those of you that stay on to the end, we'll show you how we could do that. But let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that may not know myself, or on the other side is, I know it says Kristen, that's actually Julie. That's we got you. That's Julie Muse on the other side. My name is Peter Vekselman. I've been investing for over 2 decades. Julie's been investing for over a decade. She and I have been investing together, building big real estate investment company for over a decade. Also, we've done thousands of real estate deals. Bottom line is we know how to do this business. We don't say this from like a show-offish perspective. We say it from a reality perspective. When you do something to the level that we've done it, not only locally in Atlanta, but you do it to the level all over the United States, we feel very confident and we feel great about our skill set when it comes to this business. How we ended up on this call here today is very simple. As real estate investors, we're always looking for different lead sources. We're always looking for motivated sellers and stuff like that. So a while back, we got connected with Amir and the team here for Motivated Seller. Oh, I'm sorry, Motivated Seller. Need to Sell My House organization. And we started using his leads to find deals. And over a period of time, we realized that those leads actually yielded us the best results. We got to know Amir and David and the team behind him. And so a while back, he's like, you know what? You guys are looking for people to do deals with. We're looking to level up our people from a perspective of how to use our leads and talk to them and how to structure deals. So why don't you guys come on once a week and teach our people? And then in the middle of that, you'll also probably find some partners. So for those of you that find today helpful or on here for the second, third time, we appreciate it. Just mark your calendars. Julie and I are here, same time, same place, every single week, and we're talking real estate. Before we get started, by the way, Julie and I are going to do something a little bit unusual, but next month on June 23rd specifically, we want to invite you guys to actually come and spend a day with us here in Atlanta, Georgia. No cost. We don't charge for it, but we want you to come and spend a day with us in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're going to use that whole day just to teach you what we know, how we've done the deals we've done, how we partner with people. We're going to talk to you about how we negotiate. We're going to share with you how we structure deals. That's very important. Structuring of deals is more important than you guys actually realize. That day, don't come just to learn. Come to get results, because when Julie and I teach this business, we don't just teach to fill up a day. We teach from a standpoint of you're going to come out there, and no matter where you are as a real estate investor, whether you're brand new or you're already at a higher level, I promise you're going to be at a much higher. We don't charge for that day. So there's a link in your chat if Kristen can throw that in there, but we do ask you to register ahead of time. We're going to have a limited amount of people that we're going to allow to come. And once we hit that limit, we're done. So for those of you that want to come see Julie and I and the team next month, June 23rd, it's a Friday. We're going to get started about 9 a.m. We're going to go till about 4 p.m. Once you register, we'll email you where we're going to be, but it's about half an hour away from the airport. So some of you guys, if you're like, well, I want to get in and get out, you could literally do that. We'll get done with enough time for you to be at the airport and even leave Friday night. Or for those of you that want to hang out Friday night, I'm sure we'll have some fun together also. So next June 23rd, that's in about 4 weeks from now. For those of you that want to join us, please register. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. We want to talk to you guys about today is a very important part of real estate, and it's something that's very near and dear to both Julie and ourselves, because every day we see people struggling in this business. And let's face it, and this is no secret, there's a lot more people that struggle in real estate than make money in real estate. Again, I'm not telling anything that anybody doesn't know. We all know this, and yet we still hang on. And I can tell you, there's a lot of reasons why people struggle in real estate. But there are some just like innate things that I know I see, I'm sure Julie sees, that gets people into this struggle stage and never get out of the struggle stage. And the overall concept we want to talk to you guys about today is this: the importance of finding your lane in this business, staying in your lane in this business, and scaling within your lane in this business. Like for Julie and I, our lane has been single family homes. Now you may say, well, gosh, you guys have been doing this for decades. That just tells me you guys don't understand what you're doing. No, I can tell you it's the opposite. We do understand what we're doing. And because we understand what we're doing, and because we understand real estate is a big business, an overwhelming business, a business that's got many techniques, a business that's got many strategies, a business that's got many kind of structures that you could be doing, I could tell you real estate is really many, many businesses onto itself. And so for me personally, where I see people make a lot of mistakes when it comes to, and by the way, we're going to give you guys the answer, and we're going to share with you how to scale, how to stay in your own lane. But I want to talk to you for just a minute about the problem for those of us, and we talk about it, you know, chasing the shiny object syndrome in this business. And one of the biggest problems is that people tend to do the next thing, chase after the next thing, figure out the next technique, figure out the next strategy. Oh, there's a guru that came out with something new. And first of all, let me dispel all myths in this business. There's nothing new in this real estate business. Now, there's 30,000 different ways of repackaging the exact same thing and calling it something else and setting up a new platform of marketing to make you feel like something else. But guys, real estate is real estate is real estate and is real estate. Can you tinker with it a little bit? Absolutely. But the bottom line is this: the first thing I would tell you is everybody needs to get out of the chasing the shiny object syndrome. And everybody needs
You know
to
what,
get,
Pete? You know what I call that shiny object syndrome? Have y'all
No.
ever heard the adage, jack of all trades, master of none? Has anybody ever heard that? Jack of all trades, master at none. Like literally, if I was going to name today's call, it's like, don't be the jack of all trades, right? So that's kind of really the way that I look at it, Pete. And you know, another thing too, guess who's lost money in other business ventures? I have. multiple times. So the thing is it's not like we all haven't done it. You know what I mean? Because all of us love that shiny object like Peter was talking about, but legitly almost every time I get out of my lane, right? It's like you're going down a road and you veer off. The problem is it's hard to get yourself back straight again. So not taking those turns, not doing that will actually get you further along than just trying new things over and over and over again. And Pete, it isn't to me just the single family homes, right? We were having this discussion yesterday, Pete, about marketing in real estate, right? So a lot of you are on calls like there's this type of marketing, there's this type of marketing, there's this type of marketing. And I think actually what's worse for people is on the marketing side of things, okay? Whenever they're like, well, let me try a little bit of something, but I want to do all of it, right? And the moment you don't see results, you don't see results because you're giving this much effort into a lot of things, right? Like if you're going to do driving for dollars, don't do it for a week and then go, oh my God, it don't work, right? Nothing great happens immediately. I mean, sometimes we get lucky, right, Pete? If you're going to cold call, if you're going to like even buy these leads from need to sell my house fast, give yourself some grace. Nothing worth having is going to come like this unless you're lucky. So, you know, Pete, as we talk about it, I would say in the single family home space, and on top of that, a lot of people aren't doing a deal or as many deals as they want because you aren't focusing on one strategy and becoming a master at it.
Well, Julie,
You know
let me expand that concept, guys. And again, the goal today, what we're trying to accomplish, we're going to show you how to scale the real estate business. Because for those of you that are just logging on, I made a very strong statement 20 or 30 minutes ago, that if you want to be in real estate and your only goal is to do one deal, let me just save you a bunch of time and frustration. It ain't worth it. For the amount of time you're going to spend trying to chase one deal down and then get out of the business, for the amount of money you're going to put into this, here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose about 3 years of your life in frustration. You won't make as much money as you think you're going to make. And in the end, you could probably work at McDonald's and make more money over the exact same time. So this business is not made to do one. This business, it's all about scalability. And so we want to share with you today as many things, as many facets as we know about scalability. And most importantly, we want to teach you why you want to get zeroed in and focus more about the importance of lining yourself up in such a way that you could scale instead of chasing something and never get any results. So let me talk to you guys about the concept of scalability. There's two ways to scale something. And Julie, this is a little bit about what you hit on. There's two ways to scale something in life. One is what I call horizontal scalability. Horizontal scalability is when you go wide, right? You're the guy. And again, I'm just going to give you some examples. And I'm sure some of you are going to be like, yep, I got you. That's me. You're the guy or you're the lady that if you're doing it horizontally, you got this going on, and you got this going on, and you got this seminar you got to go to. And on your calendar for 6 months from now, you're going to be attending there. And you got this program you bought that's sitting on a shelf. And by the way, you got this technique you're trying to make work, and you got this strategy, and you got you are busy. But the reality, nothing's really working. Nothing is really working to the degree you want it to work. The other way to scale something is what I call, and that's horizontal, and that is absolutely the wrong way to scale something. The other way to scale something is what I call vertical. Vertical means you zero in on something, whatever that something is for you, and you just pound the crap out of it. Guys, I could tell you 20 some years ago, I was zeroed in on single family homes. And do you guys know 23 years down the road, this is it? And people say, well, Pete, you're going to tap out. And you know what? That's a valid argument in some businesses. There's some businesses where you absolutely will tap out. There's some businesses you're going to tap out based upon geography, knowledge, inventory access, all of the great thing is in real estate, you never can outgrow this business in any one technique, in any one strategy, in any one type of a property that you're going to be doing. So the very first thing I would suggest everybody does is buy into this concept that no longer are you going to be the horizontal person that's spinning everything all over the place and have nothing to show for it. We want you to buy into the concept that in order to be successful, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be the vertical person. And real estate is set up to be vertical person. And what you're going to do is you're going to figure out that one technique, one strategy that makes sense. So the next logical question is, well, what is the right technique and what is the right strategy for you? And I'm going to share with you, Julie, I'm going to share with them why I personally initially started with what we do. And then maybe I want to get your little input. I'm actually curious why we both bought into this, that for us, it's going to be single family homes and it's, and all this. I could tell you for the reason I bought into the single home strategy is one, because of quantity. If you compare single family homes compared to any type of real estate, like apartment buildings, commercial buildings, skyscrapers, land development, any kind of other structure, there's more of single family homes than there is anything else. The second reason that I bought into the single family in terms of scalability and longevity is that there is more movement of it than anything else. If you think about it, a 500 unit apartment building, how many times does that really get bought and sold? I mean, that could be once in a lifetime, right? There's just not as many buyers, not as many sellers of that kind of stuff. And if there's more movement of it, then that gives us the more ability to profit from it, right? I want to be in something that transacts thousands and thousands and thousands of times on a daily basis, not couple times in a daily basis. The other reason for me initially was this, and why it is like this continuously, is you could do it anywhere. You know, there is certain type of real estate that you could only do certain places. Like some people like to do these low rises, like, you know, 4 or 5 story buildings, or maybe 10-story buildings. It's called a low rise. It's just not everywhere. Like I'm sitting right now in this incredible lake, 600 miles of shoreline in front of me. If I was a low rise kind of dude, I sure as heck wouldn't be doing it around me, right? And the final reason for me, and I like to share, Julie, kind of why you and I have stuck with it, but the final reason for me has been a financial reason. There's many strategies and techniques that require millions and millions and millions and millions and millions, sometimes tens of millions of dollars per transaction. And I don't care who you are. It's much easier to, whether you're raising capital or borrowing money or using your own money, it's a lot easier to do transactions where an average price is 100, 2, 3, 400,000 instead of the average sales price is a 20 million or 5 million or 10 million. So those are kind of been, I'm leaving some things on the table because Julie, I want to give you some, Julie's probably like, okay, I was going to say that. So what are some reasons for you why you think you and I have stuck with single family homes for so long?
Well, I'll tell you, actually, my reasoning, which I do believe in what you're saying, but it's completely different. So the reason why I stay in single family homes is because it's not boring. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't want to interact with blue and black suits all day long, right? And I'm negotiating, I'm doing this, and I'm dealing with bankers and investors at this super high level. I don't find that fun at all. I am a people person, which if you're a real estate investing in a single family home place, it's a really good to love people, because if you do, that's what really makes you a good investor. So for me, it's that I don't want to deal every day with bankers and all these boring people who only care about numbers. Also, I really enjoy the problem solving aspect of it. So a lot of us, even on this call, have been through so many things in our life. No, I hope somebody on this call's never went through a terrible situation, but we all do in some time in life, right? The thing with single family homes is that personal lives, personal tragedy, personal things affect single family homes. And I find great joy and gratification in going and helping a seller, right, and making it a win-win between them and I. So for me, I agree with everything you're saying, Peter, but as silly as this sounds, I would be bored to the gills if I had to deal with people in suits all day. If I had to be in certain circles. I love doing what I do and traveling and doing all these things and talking to multiple different types of people. So for me, it's all about problem solving and the people aspect of it. I just love working with people.
You know, Julie, I'll also tell you another huge one is from a knowledge base. I could tell you there's some pretty darn sophisticated, complicated things out there. Like we've all done the one-offs. Julie's done the one-offs. I've done the one-offs. Like I got into subdividing land, you know, many years ago for just a split moment. Let me tell you something, that stuff ain't simple. That's like some complicated stuff. And so not only from all of these things, but the barrier to entry from a knowledge for someone like me, who's not the sharpest cookie in the box, knowledge to me always has to be considered. Like if I'm doing something in life and they tell me, oh, you got to be smart, like I'm out. Don't get me drug in. So from a knowledge perspective, that's a very easy part. And I'll tell you the other easy part, why we chose single family homes And every deal has its own parts. Like every deal you got to market for. You got to know how to negotiate different deals differently. You got to know how to structure deals differently. You got to raise capital differently for different types of deals. All the way across the board at the single family level, those are all a lot easier accessible than all of those parts at different types of transactions and different kinds of things. So step number one, figure out, if you buy into this whole concept that it's all about scalability, and you should buy it because in real estate, it is all about scalability. Step number one, figure out what is it you're going to do. Now, the other reason why that's a step number one is figure out what your goals and objectives are. I kind of kid around, hey, you don't want to do this for one deal. But I'll be honest with you, there are some techniques and some kind of structures you could do one deal and be one and done, right? If you're in a financial position to go buy a 1,000-unit apartment complex, I'd be an idiot to tell you should be doing those like every week. No, I mean, that would feed a family and would feed you and your whole family, extended family, immediate family, probably generation. That's legacy, right? So I was being a little bit facetious. There are some things, if you're equipped from a financial perspective and knowledge perspective, where you could be like a one and done. I know one of my uncles that's passed away on my wife's side, or not on my wife's side. One of the uncles I used to have a long time ago that's now passed away. He literally had a high rise that he did, and I think it was in Tampa, Florida. It was named after him. Let me tell you something. You own a high rise, you possibly could do a one and done, right? You possibly could do one and done. So aside from this whole thing, you got to figure out why you're doing this business. What's in it for you? What is your big why? And that why in itself will start guiding you in the right direction. The other reason why it's very important to zero in from a scalability perspective on figuring out what it is that you want to do is that as much as real estate is real estate, and I know, Julie, you got some feedback on this also, I could also tell you different techniques and different strategies and different types of things, they're just not the same. They're not the same. The skill set you have to build out a subdivision is very different than skill set that you have to do a single family home flip. The skill set that you have to build out infrastructure, the skill set that you have to do certain kinds of techniques, tax deeds. There's people that do tax deeds, right? Well, let me tell you something. That's a very different skill set. That is the skill set of having to go out there and raise a ton of money, because doing one tax deed, one tax certificate, buying somebody's taxes ain't going to do anything. And it's going to lock you up into that deal that's going to make you very little money for many years and years and years. So if you're going to get into that side of the business, you better have the skill set and the ability to raise lots and lots and lots and lots of money. Julie, don't you agree that like different techniques and different strategies require totally not only different skill set, but sometimes totally unrelated skill set?
Well, I would like to add to that, and everybody's like, okay, just keep adding stuff on why we shouldn't do this. But listen, we just don't want you to go through things that we've already went through. But in the single family home space, everybody here's probably heard about wholesaling, right? Then you've heard about fix and flips. Then somewhere along the line, you've heard about subject to, owner finance, sandwich lease options, wraps, lease to own, all of those things. So just in the single family home, by the way, when I say single family home, I mean townhome, single family home, condos, duplex, triplexes, and quads. That's what I mean by single family homes. So I will stay up to a quad. The thing is a lot of people too, and I find myself guilty when I'm training people, right? And I know, you don't want to come in and learn every strategy that there is either. Let's say you hire a mentor and they're like, well, let me teach you wholesaling, flipping, sub twos, owner finance, sandwich lease auction, lease to own, wraps, notes. Guys, that could be very, very, very overwhelming. Okay. And you're thinking, well, God, if I don't learn these things, I'm going to suffer from FOMO. You will miss out on deals. I'll tell you, with what I know now, like if I look back to my first 5 years in this business, if I knew what I knew now about creative financing, I wouldn't have lost deals in the past, and I probably would have made another $10 million. But what you don't want to do is think you've got to know everything up front. So what if you lose deals? Now I know how to do it, but I would also encourage you, don't get dragged in thinking, well, this is flipping's not working for me, wholesaling's not working for me, so let me go pay another guru to teach me this. What you want to do is pick a niche. Work that niche. Do deals inside that niche. I mean, do the deal, close the deal, and make money. So you want to be a master at that strategy before you even start worrying about learning these other ones. Now, maybe some of you, are better than I am about taking in multiple information, but the strategies are so different. I encourage you to stay in your lane, and I would like to expand upon that, Pete. So let's say you've picked your lane. So I don't know, people take your phones off mute and I'll kind of explain it to you. Give me a consistency of what you guys are doing on the back end. Who here's a wholesaler? Who here's a flipper? Who here's a creative financing person? What's your back end strategies that you guys are using now?
I'm going the wholesale route to build my capital first, and then expanding into the fix and flips after I get that down pat.
Love it. Love
I
it.
love it.
Anybody else?
I do more with creative financing.
Okay.
I like it, Judy.
Yeah.
Who else
Anybody
is doing
else
some stuff
being
out
so
there?
quiet?
Speak up, Miss Nina. What you got?
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
Fluid, I don't know. Can you see me?
No.
I can hear
but
you.
that's okay. We can
I
hear you.
Yes,
know.
we
Oh, there I
see you.
am.
No, we see you.
Good morning. So I do it all. We flip. In fact, I have one under contract right now. And we got into multi-unit investing. So starting in 2013, and we were living out of state. So you know what, this has been a great conversation, because you realize what exactly is your why. And I'm like Julie, I don't want to be bored. I'm very hyper. I'm like squirrel.
I couldn't tell.
You know what? In real estate, it's
What
almost
is
like
what is that cartoon? What's that cartoon where they're like squirrel? There's like a cartoon where this dog
That's
is like
me.
talking.
That's exactly me. And I'm literally going from, and I have clients. I mean, I have my license. I work with Berkshire Hathaway, and my husband tells me, could you find another client now? So no, I do it all. I flip. We just completed our 8th flip. Our background's architecture. So I honestly, that's my very favorite part, is going into something that's insanely ugly and then making it great again. And so, you know what? It's a great business, and I have a lot of fun. So that's so yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Nina, and love your energy. Just makes everybody smile when you hear her speak.
Oh,
So
thank
here's
you.
the thing. Yes. So we've got flippers, we've got creative financing, we've got this and that. Let's break it down to another layer. Okay. So if you know what your exit strategy is, you know who your avatar is, right? Your avatar meaning the person that you want to work with. Once you figure out that avatar, so like as a wholesaler, Justin, his avatar is somebody that's motivated to sell, that has at least 35% equity or more, right? And because of a life circumstance, probably, such as death, divorce, foreclosure, somebody losing their jobs, all of that, that's his avatar, is a motivated seller. Now, when you're talking to somebody like Judy, who does creative financing, a lot of times your avatar is not that person, even though it can be.
Mhm.
In creative financing, it's more so somebody that is more hung up on the sales price of their home than they are in taking a lower offer right now. That's her avatar, okay? Even though she can do both. But that's kind of more in line with what she wants, because the price doesn't matter as much in creative financing as much as the terms that she negotiates, okay? So now that we've figured out who our avatar is, now you're like, how do I find this avatar? Well, I can tell you that when you purchase leads from Need to Sell My House Fast, you're definitely going to be able to find your avatar. Okay. It is great for wholesalers. It's great for creative. It's great for fix and flips. They are actual people that want to sell their house. And the conversion rate on these leads is somewhere between 1 in every 10 and 15 leads. Okay. Now, here's what you're going to face. So let's say, okay, I sign up for Need to Sell My House Fast, and I'm paying for these leads, which is not cheap, because in this business, you either pay with money or you pay with time. Sometimes you pay with both. Okay. So the quality of this lead, once I get this lead, you're going to get a month into it, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to start to get bored. And you're like, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. And you just want more and more and more and more and more. But you know what? You haven't even set up your follow-up correctly. You're like, I'm not closing these leads. 80% of the time, your deal is not going to come from an initial phone call. It's going to come from follow-up. So let's say your first lead source is Need to Sell My House Fast. Don't move on to something else until you've mastered your follow-up and your processes around that one type of lead source. We can talk about real estate being all these sorts of things, but it's just like any other business. Your systems matter so much. So spend time creating your system. Don't piss your money away because you're bored. Now, once I've done a deal here and I've got my system set up, and now that it's really rocking, I know that if I put this amount of money in, I do this amount of calls, this amount of texts, this amount of follow-ups, it's going to generate blank for me. Okay. Now you're like, God, you know what? I heard about maybe cold calling and hiring VAs and text messaging, direct mail, Facebook ads, all this stuff. Don't go move and do them all. Go to the next thing. Do it. Create systems, proven systems, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. What if you have not noticed here, I've just told you how to scale your business. If you don't have systems around your lead sources, you have a hobby. And don't get mad at me for telling you that. I'm just letting you know. If you don't have systems around your real estate business, you're in a hobby, you're not in a business. A lot of us will think, well, God, real estate investing is not, I mean, it's a business, but you know, everybody talks about lifestyle. Everybody talks about this. It's a business. If you were to go open a restaurant right now, and you bought all the food for the restaurant and you were open for a week, you wouldn't let all your food run out, would you, before next week? Or would you order food ahead of time, have it ready, have all your vegetables prepped before the day, all the meat seasoned? Quit treating your business like a hobby. So when I hear don't chase shiny objects, what I hear is I'm not taking the time to get everything out of a lead source. So number one, stop chasing back-end strategies. Stop chasing lead sources that you know that work. So like if I'm in wholesaling, and this is the easiest way for me to explain it, Justin, I'm going to start wholesaling. I'm going to get my avatar. You need to, by the way, everybody needs to sit down and write out who is your avatar. And you're like, Julie, that's the stupidest thing. No, you need to know exactly who your avatar is. If you don't know who your avatar is, you're pissing money down the drain because you don't know who you're going after. Now, once I know who my avatar is, I'm going to decide on a marketing strategy, whether that be you need to sell my house fast, which obviously I believe in, or something else. You're going to then create a system around that strategy. Through that system, you're going to do it over and over and over again. You're going to plug the holes because you're going to have holes the first time, right? Now, so I'm building the roots of my tree. Now, this particular lead source off of this strategy is going really well, okay? So now in wholesaling, I might do another strategy and bring it all the way down. Once I've mastered my avatar, I've closed a good many deals because you're going to learn by making mistakes because that's how we learn. Now, a mentor and a coach can help you with that. Meaning a mentor and coach can help you see what you're doing before you fall. But inevitably, whether you hire a mentor or not, you're going to make mistakes. Just part of life. Once you get that business set up straight, it is separate businesses, in my opinion. Then you might move to flipping. Then you might move to creative financing. From there, you set your roots. You're growing a tree. Once you have all of those lines together, and now you're ready for growth. So now, when any lead comes in from any lead source, I'm able to take that lead, make him an offer creatively for a flip, for a wholesale scenario, because I've mastered all this. Now, you're not going to do this in a year. You're not going to do this in a year. So a lot of us, guys, you need to give yourself some grace in life. People expect you to be so successful in 3 and 6 months. You're never going to be, you are going to have some great wins, but give yourself some grace in life. So if you ask me how I believe you could truly set up and scale your business, your foundation has to be so strong that if a hurricane comes, it doesn't blow your building away. Let me tell you another thing about building that strong foundation of your real estate investing business. The real estate market is cyclical. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Certain strategies in real estate are better during a down economy. Certain strategies are better during a great economy. When you built a business so strong with your systems and your strategies, you're never going to have to quit. This is what 90% of the investors learned in 2008 and 2009 when they all left the business. Because, and by the way, I came in after them so I could make fun of them. They all chased the shiny object because everybody was making so much money. It was easy. And as soon as a storm came, it blew them all over. So let's learn from the past. Let's learn from other people and understand that if you don't build your systems, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And instead of being a jack of all trades, be a master of one. Be a master of 2. Be a master of 3. But don't just throw shit up against the wall and hope it sticks. It's not. It might stick a couple times, right? So I got a little bit of passion about this because I've done these things before. and built these businesses, and just don't chase those shiny objects. Find your avatar, figure out how to find your avatars and build it that way. Build a business so strong that the storm won't knock you down. So that's my soapbox for today, Pete.
That's powerful. We want to stay on, and we want to answer any questions you guys may have, today's subject or anything else. But before we do that, for those of you that know our model, Julie and I partner. We've partnered with people literally all over the United States. Whether you want to do wholesale strategy, the creative strategy, fix and flips, we have an opportunity for you to partner with us. When we're partnering with you, you fall under our umbrella. Under our umbrella, we'll teach you based upon over 3,000 of deals. We'll show you how to do incredible type of marketing techniques and strategies with what we're doing with Need to Sell My House and beyond that. Our back office team will literally become your back office team right in the city you live in. At that point, you have access to my money. I'm gonna fund our deals 100%. Buy, fix, carry, whatever it is, it's all on me. We have a construction team that could help you fix them right in the market you live in. And then we just do a profit share in the back end. So for those of you that are interested, how you could partner with us on deals, there is a link. There is a link inside chat right now. All you got to do is just hit that link, fill out the information, and we'll touch base with you. We'll see if you're a good fit for us and what we're looking for. And then you'll see if we're a good fit for you. Before you know, we could be partnering right in your own marketplace. All right. Having said that, does anybody have any questions for us? Hey, Naomi.
Hi. I'm very new to all of this, but I've had it on my mind for a couple of years now. Originally, I'm from New York. I sold cars for over 10 years. I was very successful at it. I love the information that you guys gave. I took a lot of little notes. It mirrors very well to what I know as far as the car business goes. People. Yeah. And I know you guys call it the shiny object. I used to call it love the one you're with. A lot of people always wanted to try to get their hands on as many clients at the same time and wound up losing all of them because of that. So my motto was always love the one you're with, finish the deal you're doing, and then move on to your next one. So I love where you're going with that. I guess my question is, so I moved to Florida because a lot of people from the north have moved down here because everything's pretty much closed down up north. A lot of people lost their businesses, which meant they lost their homes and the rent skyrocketed. It's just a very hard place to do anything at. So I came to Florida in the hopes to change my career to real estate because I'm just not interested in the car business any longer. Right now, I'm starting with probate and divorce deals. I guess what are some good tips to start with? Do you think I'm going in the right direction? And if I am, what are some good things to know?
So here's something about probates, okay? I do like probate because if your avatar is a motivated seller, generally probate will get you there.
Okay.
The only issue with probates is it's a 4 to 6 month process. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to close deals because of the probate process.
Okay.
Well,
I'm patient, so that's fine.
Yeah. So it's a great lead source. This is the only thing I would tell you. The good thing is you're in the state of Florida. Actually, Florida is one of the quickest states for probate. Divorce is a great lead source as well. But just go ahead and know you're going to be involved in a bunch of BS between spouses. Okay. Sure. So you're going to be constantly fighting with one, with the other, with this and this. And it's generally never about the price of the house. Mostly it's about one of them wanting to have the upper hand over the other one. And in some cases, they work really well together.
Right.
But they might despite. So I would not see that as a terrible necessarily bad way to go, but you're going after the whole entire motivated seller niche.
Right.
So that could be everything, right? It's just what's your lead source? Are
Currently,
you like buying? Yeah, are you buying these lists or?
I am, yes.
Okay, so you're buying the list or skip tracing them?
I haven't actually started yet. I wanted to do some videos such as this to I'm like, I'm fresh starting here. So this is all brand
Okay.
new to me.
So I would keep an open mind about your lead sources coming in. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're going to be buying leads, which by the way, I have an app that shows you exactly how to do this.
Okay.
But what you're going to do is you're going to buy the raw data. Those are not leads. That's raw data. You're then going to skip trace them to at very minimum, get their phone number. From that point on, you're going to start marketing to them. So you're going to start marketing them either by phone calls, by pieces of mail, by knocking on their door. If you're going to go down that route where you're cold calling, right, and you're doing all these lists and you're doing all these things, you better put some money into a CRM. So that's going to be your program to keep up with these. Otherwise, you're going to always chase your tail. With one of these CRMs, you'll be able to send automatic text campaigns as well. So I would set up automatic text campaigns with inside of funnels. Okay, so that you're able to like maximize yourself, because if you sit here and hand dial and you hand text all these leads, you're going to drive yourself nuts. So get a program to help maximize your efficiency.
Okay. You mentioned you have an app. What's the name of it?
Deal driven. I'll put it in the chat. And actually, if for what it's worth, I teach this free training every Thursday at 2:00. So I show you how to pull leads and do all this stuff too. So if you look in the chat, that's the app. You can get a free trial and try it out. There's lots of services that do this where you can find these leads. You're not going to pick up probate leads and divorces in my system though. You're going to pick up tired landlords, vacants, non-owner ox, pre-foreclosures, widow owned, tax delinquents, where probates are more of a niche service, a niche list. Now, I'll also tell you, need to sell my house fast leads is one of the best leads to subscribe to getting their leads. It does cost, right? But they are leads that go straight to you. So that would be my advice there, for whatever it's worth, Naomi. But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Nathan.
Hey, I am currently working tax delinquent leads and
Okay.
probably have the tax sales coming up in August 5th. And of course, every person doesn't want to move, but there's many individuals that I'm getting ready to touch base back with. I got with them about a month ago and told them I'd touch base back with them in 30 days. And pretty much it's going to become a wholesale deal. So many of them are not going to have the money to catch up with the delinquent taxes. They're looking for a short-term loan to pay it, but financially they're kind of down and out. And really their option is going to be to move, either lose the house or move. And I'm trying to work with somebody to try to help them to have a softer landing, moving, getting cash value from the home. So I just have been kind of looking for a community or group to kind of work with. And that's kind of where I'm at. So.
Love it. Well, I mean, I think tax delinquents are great. Like really, I kind of put pre-foreclosures and tax delinquents kind of in a similar box, right? So it's the highest motivation there is with people that have the most emotion and they don't want to work with you. So here's been my experience. And by the way, I love working pre-foreclosures and tax delinquents.
Mhm.
So the problem is that this is with all of us. This is human nature. When something happens in our life where like, I'm going to lose my house, we all tend to stick our head in the sand, right? You know what, if I just don't look at the problem, if I just don't acknowledge it, it's going to fix itself.
Mhm.
I've done it,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
What
I've done it
the
too.
way, the
Yeah.
way that you've got to think of it is more so of this. Your job is not to buy the property from them. Your job is to help pull their head out of the sand. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you're talking to someone, instead of saying, geez, I know you're tax delinquent, you're stupid if you don't sell your house because you're going to lose it to the taxes. Don't
Right.
play around. Because let me
Mhm.
tell you, there's two things in life that are going to happen. You pay taxes and you die. Right? That's what we want to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to be like,
Yeah.
you're going to lose everything.
Yeah, you can't
So
say it that way at all.
what I would do.
You're really
if
kind
I
of
were you-
emotionally helping them through a process to kind of come to a conclusion. And yeah, you got to be delicate in the way you say it, but that's ultimately where it kind of leads. Is better to get something from it than nothing at all. And that's kind of where they're headed. And a lot of the folks are coming around to that conclusion. I just try to be a resource to help them is really what I'm trying to do. Trying to give them options. I found some options that I didn't even know about as I've been working with some of the folks. So I try to help them in any way that I can along the way. But as we get closer to tax sale, I'm finding many are starting to realize they're going to probably end up having to move. They don't really have any other option.
So this is all about relationship, and you're doing the right thing, Nathan, because my advice to you would be when you first start talking to them, don't go after it as you want to buy the house.
Right.
Whether it's pre-foreclosure or tax delinquent, go out there and say, I have multiple options for you.
Yeah.
Number one, I can make you an offer to buy your home. And if in any way possible, if I can help save the house through my resources or kind of lead you in that direction, I would love to do that too, because I hate for anybody to lose their home. So I was wondering if there's any way I could come out there tomorrow at 5 o'clock, take a look at the house, and let's just go over the options so that you have an idea about what's available out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would do is go meet them in person as quickly as possible and then follow up and build a relationship. Once you've built that relationship, Nathan, then you can have that hard talk like this, like I'm going to have with you right now. Nathan, you know, I've seen this happen too many times to not be real with you right now. I've seen good people lose their home because they waited to the last minute to solve their problem.
Yeah.
If you cannot pay these taxes, get a personal loan, go borrow money. I don't know how you're going to keep it. But what if I told you that I could just buy the house and put some money in your pocket so that you're able to move on to the next stage of your life? Would that not be better than you losing it at a tax sale and then everybody in the brother in the neighborhood knowing about it?
Right.
So I would say when you're dealing with pre-foreclosures and tax delinquents, it's just an emotional journey that you're going on with this seller. I mean, I went through this with my family. My great uncle, my granny lives here. My other great uncle lives here. You know, in the South, everybody lives next to each other. It seems like. Well, my great uncle had this piece of property and he lost it to a tax sale. And an investor came and bought it. Now, obviously that infuriated me because if he would have just called me, I'd have caught the payments up.
Right.
But nobody wants to talk to nobody about that, but that's inevitable. So use previous things that's happened. Like, I don't want you to be like so-and-so. Let me paint a picture for you. So I think you're going about it the right way. I hope that wasn't a too long-winded of an answer.
No, not at all. I just, it's kind of the group that kind of turned me on to this and done quite a bit of coaching with. It's basically they're at the point of like, I need to spend an extreme amount of money to kind of keep moving with them. And now I kind of feel caught because I'm talking with these folks but I don't have the money to cash buy the house. So, you know,
Okay, so
I-
here's.
Hey,
here's
you
the
need
looking-
to
deal.
seriously
looking-
consider our partners.
yes,
Go ahead, Julie.
sorry.
So my thing is, are you only learning about getting deals that one way?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're learning one strat that you want to learn pre-foreclosures, probates, vacants. All of this is in the same world. You don't want to, even though I want you to niche,
Mhm.
right? There's other lead sources within that niche. So maybe you should schedule a call with our team because
did.
too, when you,
Yeah.
okay, because when you partner with us,
Mhm.
we put the money up anyway, it's split profits.
Okay. Yeah,
But I'm
see,
sure they're a great training organization. You know, I'm sure they are.
Oh, I haven't had any problem. I just know that they've taken who's been in my group on to the next level. They actually met with a bunch of them this last weekend. I just wasn't able to put up, you know, that amount of money and go to that. So now I'm out here going, okay, I'm talking with these people, and literally I can tell from the discussions that we're having. I mean, literally one gal called, well, she left a message this morning and she's just like, I know I'm going to lose this house to tax sale. I'm desperately need you to call me. You're the only one that's reached out to help me so far. Please call me today. You know, so I built the relationship and I know where this is headed, but I'm scared out here because I'm like, okay, that group's kind of moved on and I'm putting stuff up on their Facebook group posting, but I'm not getting any feedback or response. And I need
I want you to have that call, but I'm going to give you my cell phone number.
Okay.
Because I want you to work with us, but you need to have already called her already, Nathan. I'm like, you're killing me that you ain't made her an offer yet. So
Well,
Hold on.
and that's where I'm at. See, I'm scared that that's the part of me that, okay, I'm ready to go make the offers, but I don't have anywhere to land. You know, if I go tell somebody, hey, and I would also like to have experienced people. I've been 35 years general contracting. I kind of know values of homes. I also know what it takes to fix them up, especially in the market I'm in. I don't have an issue with
look in
that.
the look in the chat. Look
Okay.
in the chat. There's my phone number. I want you to have me the ARV,
Okay.
the how much in repairs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll help you make an offer.
Okay. Yeah, that, you know, there was, I mean, we could talk more later, but you know, one lady ended up, she only told me about one house she had in tax delinquency. She actually had two, and it's the house her daughter's living in. She's losing both those August 5th. And
We got plenty of time to fix these deals.
Oh,
Plenty
I
of
know,
time.
but-
Even if we
but- I don't want to wait till July 15th, you know, I mean, they've got this right now is the time for this is like having ripe fruit that you got to pick off the tree. And right now is the time.
even if I helped you wholesale them, it's
Mhm.
better than leaving them. Just schedule that call, give me a call, and let's go over it, because
Okay.
for less than the down payment of a house, we could be partnering, because we make our money on the deal side of things mostly anyway.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think it's today at 4, whoever your partners are going to call, but you know, I'd like to start talking to somebody about this. I've been a little bit of the ostrich in the sand. These people are calling me. I've got so many people calling, and I'm going, God, I don't have a group to work with when it comes to JV partnering or whatever you want to call it. You know, I need help, and I've got
Well,
really
you're
good
probably
leads coming in,
talking-
and you know,
You're
So-
probably talking to Christine. She's worked with me for 10 years. So you're in
Okay.
good hands.
okay,
But
very good.
we'll start working on it immediately. Yep. Thank you,
Okay.
Nathan.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, everybody, that concludes today's training. I'm so glad all of you joined us for this Need to Sell Our House session. Listen, we do this every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll always come with some good advice, some good training, and you're able to ask questions live. So thank you for being here. And on behalf of Need to Sell My House Fast, we appreciate your business and look forward to you having your next most profitable deal. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.